for the tour.
Jordan, with May being Mental Health Month, I just wanted to ask you, at this point in your career, some of the things that maybe you've learned or tactics that you've employed to stay mentally strong through good times and possibly through adversity as well.
Yeah, I think a lot of things I've struggled with that have been that have certainly affected me mentally is a lot of comparisons, being stuck in comparison mode or life and death, golf's life and death, and just not being able to separate it from real life and letting results dictate who you are. And it's hard not to some extent, especially when you have so much success early in your career, and not only are you compared by the outside world to that person, but I have a hard time not wondering why I can't do that every week too, right? So good podcasts, good reading, starting to reach out to maybe work with some people on, I have in the past, on on figuring that out. And so I feel like the last couple of years, I've been a lot better mentally than I was at other points in my career. And I think it's a kind of a rare position to be in. So there's not a lot of experience to draw on, but there are people who do a good job talking about it and having kind of different ways, whether it's the way you think, the way that you approach it, different actual breathing stuff you can do, just different tactics on how to manage it, and just kind of bringing you down to reality and say, this is just what I do. It's not who I am, So it's hard to separate that a lot of times, but I feel like I do a lot better job of that now than I used to.
I read a little bit. I think mostly when it comes to mental wellness, it's more faith-based for me. My identity is not on the golf course. It's not in what people might think of me or anything like that. It's in Jesus. It's in the truths of the Bible. And so that kind of foundationally for me is where I get my mental health and wellness is based. But definitely reading, exercise, those things are not only important for mental health, but also for performance on the golf course.
Check. All right. Hey, Jason. Just wondering what the win did last year for your mental in terms of either eradicating some self-doubt or just sparking some confidence for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of weird. Just golf is a funny game, not only physically but mentally as well. And especially where I've been, I've been to the top of the mountain before, and then to be where I was, during that 5-year span of do I really want to push enough, to kind of push through this and get through the pain of it all. But it was great to finally see all the work that I've been working on pay off. And I remember talking to someone about this. I said, I keep projecting myself forward, saying that I'm going to be talking about, finally after so many years, I finally got that win. And it's amazing how mentally tough this game can be. And I would always say to myself that if I can talk myself into a bad shot, I can talk myself out of a bad shot. You know what I mean? Because it's human nature to start to feel down and feel guilty for yourself. So I just kept on saying to myself, it's only a short period of time. Even though 5 years is a long time in a career, it's only a short period of time. It's going to happen. You got to just keep working through it. And ultimately, it happened here last year, which was fantastic.
Yeah, for me, faith is my biggest component. It keeps me grounded in the highs and the lows, because no one knows where the roller coaster of life is going to take them, and when those peaks and valleys are going to come. So, having my faith grounded in the fact that my identity will not change regardless of whatever circumstance I find myself in, whether it be success or failure. My identity in Christ and as a beloved son of Him is what keeps me healthy on a day in, day out basis.